Hello everyone, how are you doing on this fantastic Wednesday? It's hump day. We're halfway through the week, which is crazy because it means it's halfway through spring break and I don't want spring break to end. But I still have a couple more days. But still, it means we're halfway over, which makes sad because we're coming up of like 9 straight weeks of no breaks, no early dismissal days, every day, Monday through Friday from 8 to 3. So but you know what? At least I have a job, so that's something. Yeah, so I haven't made a video in like 2 days, which is crazy, right? Yesterday was just so busy. I went with my mom and my sister to the Houston Museum of Natural Science. Oh my goodness, my watch Siri just came on. Hold on, I gotta turn you off. Okay, sorry about that. I don't know what happened. She just popped up. Yeah, so I went with my mom and my sister down there. My mom actually volunteers down there, so she kind of gets us in for a little bit of a discount price, and so she like goes and be a docent for a couple hours while my sister and I kind of explore. So I had an exhibit for the Virgin of de Guadalupe exhibit, and they had an authentic copy of the actual tilma that why am I blanking on his name now? Juan Diego had when he went to go show the bishop that Mary sent him. So if you don't know, it was this poor boy living in Mexico City. Well, what became Mexico City? It was like right after the Spanish came in and conquered the Aztecs. So he was like born an Aztec, and then he like basically become like a new Spaniard or whatever. So basically he was a poor boy, and he was on his way to church one day when the Virgin Mary appeared to him and told him to tell the bishop to build a chapel for her on this hill. And the bishop didn't believe him because he was a poor boy. He was not a noble standing, and so the bishop was like, I need proof. So Mary was like, okay, go up to the hill, collect roses, which apparently were flowers never bloom, or at least that time of the year. It was December. So he did that. When he went to go show him the roses, he opened his tilma up, which was like a shawl, and there was a picture of her on the tilma, and so it was enough proof for the bishop, and they built a chapel there. And right now it's a basilica. But anyway, that was really cool to see that, and it was mostly a lot of history about that time in Mexico, a lot about the Spanish Inquisition in there, and what life was like before with the Aztecs. So it was a very interesting exhibit to go and see. And then we went to the planetarium, which they recently just redid. I think they opened it up like last week or 2 weeks ago. Anyway, it's really cool. So it's got stadium seating now, and like the whole roof is a giant screen, and they're able to do a lot of really cool things with it. They said it's now the most highly technical planetarium in the world right now, so until someone builds something better. Unfortunately, Houston doesn't have like an actual observatory because we have so much pollution and light pollution that we can hardly ever see any stars out. We can probably see about, I don't know, maybe, a couple dozen stars, if that many, at night on a good night. So yeah, but it's like a cool way to see the night sky during the day in Houston. So yeah, and then we just kind of walked around the museum for a while, which is a lot of fun. I love going to museums like that. I just think it's, obviously I'm a teacher, I'm a big fan of learning, and I feel like everybody should be a lifelong learner, and we should learn new things all the time, regardless of whether you're in school or not. So that's my little 2 cents of that. Got my iced coffee. So yeah, there's that. Then we went to this taco shop that was like right around the corner from there that I used to go with some friends in college. She was so good. And my mom and my sister had never been there before, so we went over there and they really liked it. But it's so much food. I forgot how much food. So that was my leftover lunch today, but it was so delicious. But anyway, today I went with my mom, just my mom, to go get our nails did. So yeah, nothing spectacular there. I got a wild Millie pup running around. Millie! Millie! Hi, boo-boo. How are you doing? Oh, This is like her favorite place to be, on top of the couch like that. She's still really sad that Sable's gone, but it's okay. I'm kind of glad being back down to 1 dog. Having 2 dogs is a lot of work when you're living in an apartment and you don't have a yard to put them out in. That's why I always said, if I want another dog eventually so Melly can have a friend, but not until I have a house with a yard, because it's just too much with them. Because basically every time I took them out, they had to be on their leash, and that's why I took them to the dog park last week, so they could run around without a leash. So yeah, that's really it. It's kind of warm here, although it's supposed to get like rainy and cold starting tomorrow for the rest of spring break, which kind of stinks because it's been pretty warm lately. Well, it's kind of windy. I don't know. It's like one of those things where it's like, oh, it's like the perfect weather right now, where it's like warm, but it's not too hot yet. But it's like still too cold to go swimming a little bit. Like the water's still a little bit chilly. Yeah, I've been trying to like go, since my parents are going to be moving in a couple of months and they're trying to sell their house right now. Like, we're not going to have that pool for much longer. And yeah, I have a pool here that I can use at my apartment. And like my parents, like new community is going to have a pool, but it's not the same as having your own pool in your backyard. And nobody seems to understand that when I talk to them about it. Like, yeah, great, you're going to have a community pool, but you have to use, it's only open during certain hours, I'm sure. And it's the community pool, like, so anybody could go in at any time to use the pool. And there's nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, it's really nice to have your own pool where you could go in at any time you wanted and you don't have to worry about other people coming in. Why does it look like I have gray hair right here? Maybe it's because my dry shampoo. I don't know. I'm not having gray hairs yet. I'm too young to have gray hairs. One thing that sucks about having darker hair when using dry shampoo is it leaves like a white residue, so you really have to work it in. And I find that my hair does better after I straighten it to put dry shampoo in it, because it seems like my hair always gets super oily when I straighten it. I think it's because it's so straight, like my hair, the oil just goes straight down, versus when it's like kind of curly and stuff, like it kind of holds it up in there. So, but dry shampoo and dark hair don't always mix because it's like a white residue. So I'm sure if you were like blonde or if you had white hair, it'd be fine. But for us girls who have darker hair, and I don't even have that dark of a hair, it's a pretty light brown color. But still, like I put it in and it's like, oh, I look like I've aged 50 years and I have white spots all over my hair. And yeah, so you really gotta make sure you work it in there. Oh no, there's the pup again. Look, you see that box right there? Oh, that one right there. It's got cake in it from the cake I made this weekend. I think taking it home was a big mistake. I mean, there's still like half the cake in there, and I'm like, I'm gonna finish this all by myself. But it's probably gonna take me a while to finish it, because I'm not gonna sit there and eat cake all day. So if anyone wants cake, come over. It's red velvet, super delicious. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I hope you're having a fantastic hump day on this Wednesday. We're halfway through this week. We can make it for those who are still working this week. And yeah, I will see you guys sometime in the future. I don't know when, but sometime. Okay, bye.